Okay, if you've read through this problem, she starts with a certain amount, and then after 2 years, she has an interest rate of 10% compounded quarterly, and then it goes to 8.5% for another 3 years. So that's 5 years, and then 11% semi-annually. That's every uh, twice a year for 2 more years to make 7. So this doesn't really require a timeline. All you do is put the 15,000 in, put the 10% quarterly for 2 years, 2 times 4, the 8.5% monthly for 3 times 12, 36 months, and the 11% semi-annually for 2 years, 2 times 2, because it's twice a year to the fourth power. Just put that in your calculator and you're going to get 30,000 Rand, 163 Rand and 88 cents. So you just read each thing, put it in, nothing weird going on. But the next question, all sorts of weird things are going on. You need to draw a timeline. Now, 20,000 is put into an account. So I'm going to show you. You'd start off, you put T0 and put in 20,000. There, you've begun your thing here. Now, for 3 years later, she deposits another X, okay, but now it's 9% compounded quarterly. That's the beginning. But now there's an X amount, some amount we don't know that gets put in after 3 years, but all of this stuff is happening at 9%. And then 12,000 after 5 years here, 2 years later, she withdraws 12,000. So you're right, minus 12,000. But we're going to make this the place we stop. Because at the end, 3 years later, she ends up with 43,062.27. So that's the story. It's so easy. What you do, I used to do the problem differently. Now I agree with Miss Olkers. If this method is way better because all you do is you run it back to this place. And how do you go back in time? Instead of multiplying to I think it says, instead of, compounded, it changes to 10% compounded annually. So it's just 10% annually means. So if you want to run an equation back, this 43,000, you want to run it back to what the value is right here after 5 years, it's so easy. Just multiply it by minus 3, and it'll go back in time to here. So 43,000 times 1 plus 10% to the minus 3. There we are, right there. And the 20,000 is going to go for 5 years at 9% quarterly. But this X amount we don't know is going to go for just 2 years compounded quarterly from 3 to 5. And we're going to stop it all right here. We can build the equation. Running this money back to here should equal these two things added together. And we got to subtract 12,000 right at this point in time. Well, then you just solve this. This is just a number. All of this is just a number. So you put this in your calculator, add 12,000, take away that, divide by this, and you'll get X is 11,000 Rand. That's what you do. So these are just numbers. So but they're big numbers, but your calculator can handle it. This plus this, minus this, and then once you've done that, you've got a number, then divide by this, and you'll get X. And X is 11,000. And there you go. These are harder.